So they dressed me up in all their clothes. They took me somewhere else. This is Homer Cocktail 24. Homer Cocktail 24. It's a chat site. Homer Cocktail 24. This is Stonewall Part 2. Kind of ran out of time. I could load longer than 10 minutes, but you know, it's a matter of position. I'm gonna try to keep around 10 minutes, and you know, I've loaded longer than 10 minutes before. I have some things written on my hand. Some things that you know, I didn't get to. Where's that? It's still overcast up there. It's Cinco de Mayo today, wearing a hat. They dressed me up in all their clothes. I was talking about feeling stonewalled in the autumn of '98 when I came back from Venezuela. And here it is almost 15 years later. It's 14 and a half years later, and I'm finally talking about a lot of this stuff openly, albeit to an unknown audience on YouTube. And let me knock some of these things out real quick. First, the stuff that's in my head. The lyrics, that was School of Fish. The name of the band, School of Fish, and it's from Three Strange Days. Nice little jingle from the early '90s. I just want you to get the mood of the emotion. You know, download that song, or just, I don't know, you don't have to download it, just find it and listen to it. It's a pretty good song. So I got accepted at Pitzer, and real strong in humanities. I came back from Venezuela and enrolled in an environmental workshop class. You know, kind of like an artsy thing, you know, leaning that way. You know, post some of the documents in my document channel, Homer Cocktail 48. I also enrolled in an environmental policy class, and that was the only class I passed that semester because I also left early. Not only did I come late, I left early. My mom was in poor health, and there were some other variables there. And I was in the history of laughter class. So this whole liberal thing, and that's a school that, you know, claims to be in the humanities, and it leans to the left politically. This whole liberal thing, way more so than conservative. You look at the root of conservative. It means to conserve something. There's something there in life, or something around, that's worth keeping, worth conserving. Values, fashion, etc. By its definition, it doesn't change. And a liberal, you got to think about the root word for that. It's Latin. I'm not sure it's libertad or something. That's Spanish, I'm pretty sure. It means free. It literally means free. A liberal person is a free person. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Liberty. It's the same root word as liberal. Okay. A country with liberty has liberal people. Okay. And you hear someone like Herbert Walker Bush, the L word, you know, when he's debating Dukakis, he's making fun of liberty itself, man. If he's making fun of liberals, he's making fun of liberty. Liberals are free people. That's all it means. And in 1988, Jesse Jackson, not the son with the extravagant spinning, but the father, he was present when Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated. And he started this thing, I'm not sure if it was in '88, but when he was running for president in '88, some called it Rainbow Coalition. And when you think about liberals, that's a fair thing to think about as a rainbow. You got yellow, you got red, you got purple, you know, you got all kind of hues in between. You go to a liberal school, and you're going to have equally diverse personalities there. There were farm worker advocates, and I became one. And there were artists there. And, you know, there were people that believed in magic. And there were people that believed in, high-level conspiracies and stuff. So, anyhow, I somehow managed to get along with a lot of people because I believe generally in diversity. But that creates some problems. In my last semester, right before I was supposed to graduate, I was almost getting the sense that they were trying to test me about which direction I was going to wind up shooting. I had done a presentation during an ecology class, which advocated, hey man, let's help the people, the United Farm Workers, because they're out there dumping methyl bromide on them. They need an advocate, their labor force does. And then I enrolled in a sociology class, and I spoke to the sociology people, the ones trying to organize the farm workers. Hey, let's consider some environmental issues. And in the Pacific Northwest, the liberals are at odds with each other. I was up there in a summer of '97 for a union summer program. I worked for the AFL-CIO for about a month. And there's a lot of people, trying to make it out to be what's called a false dichotomy in logic and argumentation, an either-or situation. Okay, man, are you for labor or the environment? Because if you're trying to protect the trees, that means you're trying to send lumberjacks to the unemployment line, that kind of thing. So anyhow, this one's called Stonewall, and I'm coming on 7 minutes, and it's going to be hard to nail this out, so I might just start rambling. It might sound like rambling, because I still haven't even started on the shit on my hand. But this teacher, I don't know what she was doing. I think she was filling me out. And we went to the Pomona campus and Scripps, and I think it was the Scripps campus actually. And there were some people painting nude people, and there's some people painting other things inside the studios. And Pittsburgh's a liberal place, and I got accused somehow. When I left the school to attend to family matters and some other things, when I left that school, I got accused of unusual behavior, And around the labor people wearing a funky hat like this might seem weird, but it might seem weird to the art student that people in the labor movement are always wearing conservative clothing. They're in the labor movement, but you look like a dweeb to some of these art people. And it was a little uncomfortable, and I have all my life, like I said, to go into detail. We're coming on, it's just past 8 minutes, so I'm going to try to wrap this up. I'm going to knock this stuff out on my hand. But this one's called Stonewall 2. I have written that there's 3 Black albums I know of. Spinal Tap before Metallica. They in the documentary, it's not really a documentary, but it's made to be out like a documentary. They have a Black album actually, and they have one called Smell the Glove and Shark Sandwich. I remember those few ones, but Metallica has a Black album, and Prince supposedly has a Black album. The guy Purple Rain, supposedly he was in a dark place in life and released this real dreary album that was black, literally black on the cover, and he told his audience in a coded message on a MTV video. There was a leather scramble in the background not to buy the album. You had to freeze it and then read these letters and it says don't buy the Black album or something like that. I feel good about life again. I eventually got my diploma, but a lot of what I posted in my vlogs, I had a lot of uncertainty, and I'm not going to say don't watch them, but my life now is a little different than it was, a few years ago. I have a half minute. Let's see if I can get to the other stuff. Fake it till you make it. I heard that on Survivor, this episode of Survivor, about trying to, get involved with people, and, alliances on that show. And that's kind of like what this is, just never give up. And hey man, even though you're not all there, still put in an effort. And, well, that's all that matters. It's 10 minutes. Party on. And happy Cinco de Mayo, by the way. It's Cinco de Mayo. Woo!